Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Thursday, July 31st, 2025. Let's take a look at the chart. Start with the big picture. Just a reminder, long-term resistance in the low to mid 350s, capable of containing buying through August if tested. And it is in reach. I can't say that I outright expect it, but it is in reach over the next 2 to 3 weeks above 311.61. We could bump 311.61 up to a 3-star support. It has been behaving as such, well, I guess the bottom line for me is I trust channels more than trend lines, but the trend line has been holding roughly. We did break it about a week ago, closed right at it, and we continued higher. And it did essentially contain yesterday's lows. I don't think we tested it outright when we came close. Holding above 311.61 will keep the low to mid 350s in reach. And if you are long the market now, this is an area to take profits. This is an area, the low to mid 350s, that can once again contain buying through the rest of the third quarter. And from here, in terms of the big picture, we could fall back to, within several months, some variation of this descending channel bottom that is presently at 252.87. I say some variation because if we were to push into the low to mid 350s, it would be up in this zone. This same structure then would be more parallel. And it would probably still be in the upper 250s anyway. So it is really the 350s resistance and 250s support. And whether we test the low to mid 350s between now and, say, the end of August, I think has everything to do with whether we hold above 311.61. And on the way up, this 345.16 level, which I've now bumped up to a 3-star resistance and, essentially coupled it, if you will, with the 351.39 to 56.95 area because it is closing in on it and will converge with it entirely over the next couple of weeks. And so it is a range, 345.16.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
To 356.95 that can absorb buying once again through August and into September, and we can fall away. And now near term, over the next few days, we actually could see 345.16 if we were to close today above 332.56. And this is a Fibonacci, that is the high settlement price that was put out about a week and a half ago. And so it is our resistance on an intraday basis. But we might top out here on a daily basis. It's tough to say. And if we do top out here on an intraday basis, this is a solid day trade level. We could fall back for the remainder of the day, perhaps. But if we close above 332.56, 345.16 is expected within another day or two, the beginning of a range up to 356.95 that can absorb buying through August into September, and we could fall away again. If over the coming weeks, by some point in August, we were to close above 356.95 at the end of a week, then I would see 519.27 as our next long-term objective. This could be 3 to 5 months. There's certainly precedent for it with Tesla. It could also take into the first quarter of next year before reaching. But that would be the big picture if we were to close above 565.95. Now, downside, if we happen to, close today below 311.61, I don't see a compelling reason to be long Tesla through the weekend and into next week. I really think you want to be short. If we close below 311.61, I would expect that 284.70 low settlement price from early June within a week or two, but ultimately within 2 to 3 weeks, I think 270.48 could be anticipated. 270.48, a 2 to 3 week target, let's call it, with a settlement today below 311.61. 311.61. Until then, holding above 311.61, we'll keep once again this 345.16 to 356.95 region in reach over the same time horizon. So 311.61, a 2 to 3 week pivot point. And if we close below it, the low 270s and descending, likely within 2 to 3 weeks. Those of you who trade kind of the big picture and you scale into longer term positions, I think you could consider 270.48 the beginning of a zone down to 249.06, which is the same channel bottom on the daily chart, of course, that we find on the weekly chart at 252.87. And so this area would be this is a good area to buy into a longer term position, and you could scale into it, buy a portion at 270.48 and the balance at 249.06. Anticipating then upward rotation as we continue then. And I don't expect to see this. If we do see this area, it would be later August at the soonest. So at that point, we're talking September, October, we can round up into potentially the 350s. But we'll just see what the chart says at that time, because if we test this 249.06 a channel bottom, the trend line from which it's based right here becomes a meaningful channel top. And so we'll just cover that at the time if that is what plays out. So once again, closing above 332.56 does indicate a 345.16 within a day or two, the beginning of a range up to 356.95 that can contain buying through August. Until then, we have a two-sided framework, really, between 311.61, the trend line, and 332.56, and that is for the day itself, and that might even spill into tomorrow, Friday. But if we close below 311.61, I see no good reason to be long this market. I think you want to play the short side, anticipating then, I think within 2 to 3 weeks, this 270.48 level. I just want you to know that on Tuesday, WickedStocks.com put out a stock pick on Wayfair, the successful and popular online retailer. We put out 2 stock picks a week over the last few weeks, a number of which are still pending and valid. And, so you can check those out by going to WickedStocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial. You'll also get our daily Triple Q and our daily SPY analysis. So they're all significant. When I say all, I'm talking SPY and Triple Q in particular, as they're all in the midst of long. So you should know that this week, Tuesday, WickedStocks.com put out a stock pick on Wayfair Incorporated. That is the popular online retailer. You can see that it's still a valid video. It still has yet to elicit its signal, but it's very close. And there are a number of stock picks like that are close but have yet to elicit, that you could see all of them for free by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial. And with that, you'll see all of our stock picks. You'll see today's, Thursdays, that is yet to be released. You'll see early next week, Tuesdays of next week. You'll also see our daily Triple Q and our daily SPY analysis, our weekly Apple, our weekly S&P 500, and our weekly NASDAQ 100 index analysis. So check us out at wickedstocks.com. I will, of course, be back tomorrow with Friday's Tesla report. You have a great day.